Apparently, they voted the orange man, and the farmers are crying. Actually, the white farmers, they're crying bitterly after putting him in office, and he's treating them this way. As I speak to you, they don't have workers. They don't have aids. A lot of them are bankrupt right now. Is this not God fighting for you, black people? They said no, they're going to vote for him because he's their color. And he promised everything to them. He made promises upon promises to them. They never saw this coming. They never knew as soon as he comes into office, he will start dealing with them. And honestly, farms, it's bittersweet anyways, because the food shortage is going to affect both the black and the white. But the thing is, black people are already used to it. If they could survive slavery, survive segregation, survive everything, they can manage. Now, these people are people who are not used to managing, and they're now about to start. There was a time, I think a few months ago, yes, that was like last month, when they cried to Trump. They cried to Trump, and Trump insulted them. So that's, for me, is a payback too. This is God actually fighting your battles. You know, when this whole deportation thing was happening, they were so happy. They were thinking even the black people, right, the black Americans who abandon their jobs and come work for them on their farms. Black Americans didn't do it. In fact, they rather remain jobless than work for those guys on their farms. And for me, that's a big one. It makes me proud. Right now, they are boycotting their soybeans farm, and they're now going to China and every other place to buy it. So it's crazy. They're crying bitterly. I want you to actually watch the videos. Credits to the owners of that video, but there's something I want you to learn, and you're going to learn it at the end of this video. Please keep watching. Do not forget to subscribe and share this video.
I got to farm with my dad every day. It's a way of life. It's a wonderful way of life, and it's at risk, and it shouldn't be.
The impact of Trump's tariffs is being felt in the heartland.
Soybean farmers here are now suffering economically like they haven't in decades.
Right now, we are harvesting soybeans in Marengo, Illinois. My family has been farming since 1846. I'm the 5th generation. We're a grain operation. We grow corn, soybeans. I am a product of the pioneers. It's history. You don't let that go. One of the best memories that I had was just my dad teaching me how to drive a tractor. I got to farm with my dad every day. It was pretty cool. How many people could do that? It's a way of life. It's a wonderful way of life. And it's at risk. And it shouldn't be. It's total bullshit. Human lives are at stake. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
I'm very proud of him. He's done a great job. He's kind. He's very caring. He cares about other people. I didn't really want him to be a farmer. When my husband got sick, he asked if he could take over the farm. He said, "Mom, give me 3 years. Just give me 3 years." So that's what we did, and it's turned into 16 years.
Harvest is usually the best time of the year. It's literally the fruits of your labor. This is the time where we as farmers get to celebrate all of our hard work and that we get paid for our year's worth of work. And unfortunately, this one has a real bitter taste to it because the money is being spent right now in Argentina and being given to billionaires. Farming is hard enough as it is, dealing with Mother Nature, but this year especially is very challenging because of the tariffs that have been put upon us. Our cost of production has increased and our markets have dropped dramatically. And this is really putting a major strain on all farmers right now. If anybody who's not a farmer and they say, well, what do I care about what's happening with farmers? What does that matter? Well, in Illinois, 20% of all jobs revolve around agriculture. And when farmers have money, we spend it, and we spend it on really big high-ticket items like combines or tractors, all of whom are made in major Rust Belt areas. And those are really high-paying, good jobs, and that trickles down to the waitresses who get better tips, to our schools because people have more income, the schools get better funded. And right now, we're just in a major holding pattern because we have no income. The American people are hurting right now. The farmers are hurting right now. There is absolutely no reason for this.
Our grain prices are down. We have tariffs. We have a bumper crop. We don't have people to sell it to. China hasn't bought one of our beans. we don't have those markets anymore because of the tariffs.
I'm looking at the commodity prices and where they're at, which is how I get paid. I'm having a real difficult time trying to give a positive outlook for 2026. When President Obama was in office, we had a wonderful jolt of energy because we had an administration that said, we're going to have advanced biofuels power our country. And then Trump got in there and decided to have his trade wars again and everything else, and to roll back all those environmental protections, and the ag economy started to tank. Joe Biden gets in there again. Hey, we're going to have advanced biofuels. We're going to have airline fuel that comes from corn-based ethanol. What happened? Prices went up again, up to an all-time high, right where they were. Trump gets back in there again. We're going to have a trade war, and boom, prices are tanking again.
President Trump is said to be considering a bailout of at least $10 billion for farmers. That may be too little too late.
We don't want a bailout. We want a market. Bailouts are Band-Aids. We aren't even made whole off of this. That's money that should be going towards senior citizens. That's money that should be going for the Affordable Care Act. That's money that should just be going to regular tax cuts for normal Americans and not billionaires. What he is doing is destroying our markets. And when those markets disappear, we're not going to get them back. We need to have a new policy. We need to have an ag policy that works for farmers again. And we know what works. We have to be able to make a living doing this. The years that we do the best are when our products are in demand. And our products, overwhelmingly for the history of this country, are in demand when we have a strong export market. And we have to keep those markets alive. We have to do that. And this administration isn't doing that. People came to this country for opportunity. Opportunity equal land. And we're giving that up. And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Part of the reason why the greatness of this nation is because we take care of people, and there's values of the family farm that need to be upheld. And it's good for America.
Are you angry?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm totally mad. There's no reason for it. This is absolute stupidity. This is a man-made crisis caused by Donald Trump, period.
John Bartman is a soybean farmer whose family has been working Illinois land since before the Civil War. This year, his crops, diligently planted, meticulously cared for, are losing their value.
This is a yield monitor. This allows me to see instantly what my yield is doing. So this is 4,134. So that's roughly $40,000 worth of soybeans that we have harvested. And a couple of years ago, that was easily $60,000. So that's a major change. This is the economics. It's what we do in this country. We export food. And we can't do that right now.
Soybeans are the largest agricultural export from the U.S., valued at more than $24 billion last year, 52% of which was exported to China. But this year, soybean exports to China are down 51% compared with the same time period last year. The drop comes as China stopped buying soybeans from the U.S. and an escalating trade war. President Donald Trump insists farmers will win the trade war. Posting on Truth Social October 1st, "We've made so much money on tariffs that we are going to take a small portion of that money and help our farmers. I will never let our farmers down." John Bartman is skeptical.
Bailout's not going to do it. Bailout, unfortunately, we need the money.
Once you lose a customer like China, can you ever get them back?
I sincerely doubt it. Why would they?
This is fresh off the presses. This is amazing. So you know how farmers were pleading to the Trump administration for help, and they expressed so much anger that the Trump administration gave your tax dollars and my tax dollars to the tune of $20 billion to Argentina, who turned around then and went straight to China and said, hey, we'll trade directly to you. And China, as a result, put in zero orders with U.S. farmers because Argentina used that $20 billion to reduce the cost of exporting to China. Remember that outrage? And remember when Republicans were texting each other, oh my God, I think we fucked up with this $20 billion to Argentina because now China's the one benefiting from all this and our farmers are screwed, right? Well, I am happy to say that the Trump administration heard you, Mr. Farmer. He heard our farming community. He heard other Republicans, especially in Congress, who expressed concern. They understood what they did and how it's harming farmers, and they took action. And you'll be happy to know they're giving Argentina another $20 billion of your tax dollars and my tax dollars. Now, I want Trump supporters to know that you are now officially out of the honeymoon phase and part of the narcissistic fascist regime. They don't care about you. They never did. They got what they wanted from you, and they're going to keep getting more from you. Even though you're not going to like it, you can't stop it.
Are you ready?
I was accused of dragging Christianity through the mud and blaming it for all of my problems.
She's polite. She don't want to do it. But I don't give a fuck. Them people that said that patriarchy is the fault of agriculture, and I said, nah, that shit is the fault of something else. Well, that something else is most certainly Christianity. That's Christianity, the one with God the Father. That's Christianity, the one with the Son, that's the Savior. That's Christianity, the one where the Virgin Mary is pure and innocent. It's Christianity where everything is Eve's fault because she couldn't put the apple down. Eve, who also was created from Adam's rib for the sole purpose of being a companion to this dude. Fast forward a few thousand years and you've got runaway capitalism creating billionaires, sucking up so many resources that the average man can no longer indulge in the fantasy that he should be the sole provider to a woman and a family while the wife is at home baking him cookies. We gonna collect some eggs. Of course, the only reason y'all had any of that wealth in the first place was because the doctrine of discovery said that non-Christians didn't have any rights that Christians were bound to respect. So you stole black people's freedom, you stole Indian people's land, and you gave it away to poor-ass, previously destitute white people to make you feel like you were special. Then your dumbass great-granddaddy invested your stolen inheritance in whatever the hell the 1850s version of Trump steaks was. Yeah, so now you've got a bunch of red pill incels offing themselves at rates never ever seen before because Christianity promised them that they, like the Father and the Son, would be the way and the truth and the light, and they would be provided with a female companion just because they had a dick. And it turns out that capitalism, which promised them that that would actually be able to happen in the real world, lied. The inheritance that your granddaddy squandered was the farm that I was supposed to inherit but never did, so I had to start over from scratch. Almost the same way you had to start over from scratch because some white man stole your shit too. Except I wasn't weighed down by a perverted, racialized version of an otherwise sound religion that said the universe owed me a favor. You see, my grandpappies and grandmammies and my mammy and my pappy, when they hustled and things didn't work out, they would simply pivot and hustle some more until they found something that worked. That's what happened to me. When my tech career didn't work out, I pivoted and moved on. When small farming didn't work out, I pivoted and moved on. When my first co-op didn't work out, I pivoted and moved on.
Never occurred to this nigga to kill himself. He's alive and well in D.C.
Which is why today I get to live my life exactly the way I want to and probably the way you'd like to. And the only problem I have is your entitlement occasionally trying to kick me and people that look like me in the dick. I.e. when Charlie Kirk is finally made to lean to the left by a white man in the whitest state in the universe, y'all start mailing in kaboom threats to black colleges because Charlie Kirk's Christian ass told you to look for your stolen inheritance in my pockets. So my homie Charlie, who ain't here, chuckle fuck, let me give you some free advice. The free shit you think you're supposed to have is probably in the pockets of a white man you voted for. 102 eggs today.
What do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are a top
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina. I think he's trying to do the best he can. But don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying. All right? They're dying.
I'm just going to speak on experience. First-hand experience with these farmers in America who are being undermined by the Trump regime right now. Now, I know most of them are Republicans and they voted for Trump, so I have no sympathy for you. I have no sympathy for your farm going under. Who I do have sympathy for are the illegals that you hire, because farmers have to be the number one supplier of illegal slave work. Okay, I've seen what you guys house these illegal people in. I've seen how you keep them up. I've seen the decrepit housing that you put them in, and then you pay them pennies on the dollar. But yet you vote to have them all removed, and then you cry to Trump when they come to your farms and remove them. So Trump says, let's take a step back. We're going to have to look at this now because, oh God, I can't have the illegals leaving who run the farms for the farmers. Okay, for pennies on the dollar. Look, I don't have no sympathy for you farmers. I don't. And I can grow my own food. So I don't need your fucking food, okay? Plus, half your food don't even stay here in the United States. It's shipped out. So, you're not hurting my grocery bill, okay? What you are hurting is human beings who you hire for pennies on the dollar and put them in decrepit housing. You should be ashamed for yourself. And this is what you voted for. So sit in it. And for those who don't do that, and for those who didn't vote for Trump because you knew what you were going to get, he fucked you the first time, he's fucking you the second time. You must really just like to get fucked. I don't know, by a man. But back to what I was saying, I digress. Got a little off topic there. But for those who did not vote for this, I do have sympathy for you. But you better be housing and taking care of these people the way that they should be housed and taken care of. And for those of you who don't, because there's an awful lot of you, sit in that shit.
Do you know something? Something that is funny about this whole thing is these same people will never vote for Kamala. They will never vote for Kamala Harris. Or because they feel she's a woman. Oh, she's black. She's this, she's that. And Kamala kept telling them, he will do this to you. You guys don't know this person. We know what his agendas are. And they kept on. These farmers voted for him massively. In fact, they call them MAGA farmers. But right now, they're really, really finding out the hard way. They fucked around, they find out the hard way. They are crying. Livestock are dying, no food. No workers, black Americans are not working in their farms anymore. It's so crazy, honestly. And one thing I want you to know about it is also, God is fighting your battles. See, I want you to just sit down and watch these things unfold. You never can tell where this is leading to. You never can tell what is going to happen at the end of the day. But we're here for it. And whatever happens, I know it's going to be to our advantage because God's word can never lie. So I want you to like this video now. If you know you like it, you like what I said, and what I said is true, right? You resonate with it, please like, comment in the comment section, and then make sure to actually share and subscribe. Bye. I'll see you next time. Bye.